Good morning, welcome to Pieces Pet Paints. I'm Pat. It's morning where I am, but I don't know what time it is where you are. This could be like way in the future. I don't know. That's one of the coolest things about all this, I think, honestly, is that there's no telling when people watch these things. Like, I see some of my videos get a bunch of views like days and maybe weeks after they first posted. It always blows my mind. I'm like, that's crazy. Anyway, hope you guys had a great weekend. Had a pretty good weekend here. We did the expo. We did an expo in Shawnee. It was fun. We met a lot of nice people. And talked to a lot of good people, good compliments and things like that. It's always nice to have people who really enjoy the work. Even if we didn't sell a lot of stuff, which is fine. Etsy store is live, so we have an Etsy store now, which is great. It's moving. All of the U1T are now up on there. Fly. Ugh. Country. I just got rid of all of those things, and it just rained again, so now we're gonna be dealing with it again. Yeah, well, if you ever live out in the country next to like ponds and stuff, it's crazy, and you do the best you can. But I always like to hide back here. I think it's because I have plants and stuff back here. You know, there's no food. I don't know. It's weird. There's always like a random fly in this house. It drives me nuts. It doesn't have that in the city. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I didn't have a dog that's always going in and out. That's probably that's probably it. They keep coming in with the dog. I love the dog. It's fine. All right, so let's see. We get started here. Get ourselves motivated to get some things done. Looks like this got a little bit maladjusted. A little higher. There we go. Yeah, it's almost. This camera is so close to being able to do the thing it's supposed to do, and then it just doesn't. Drives me nuts. I gotta get a new camera. Just a little bit more. There we go. I try to keep that. So this is the one we did last week. He looks great. Good looking model. And then I want to do this one this week. So we're gonna do a different color pattern on this. I kind of do like a blue to an orange kind of deal, like maybe an orangey down here and more of a blue on his head, and have it fade across him. Coming back from shows, I'm always like all over the place. Anyway, so we got a palette still working pretty good. Still most of the stuff still wet. Not all of it. Bottom box is wet. Still working with this old army printer. It's seen better days, but it's still performing pretty admirably. The tip is still okay. Just maybe a little bit of brush inspection so it can help people. This camera is not going to be fine enough to actually see any of the damage, but the tip is starting to become damaged. But it still moves pretty good. It's still good. It's not fraying or anything like that, which is good. So that's something to always keep an eye on. Now this one, this monument, it needs a cleaning, but it is starting to slightly fray. I have noticed with the detail brushes that happens a lot more often. Now also, if you're using metallic paints, it will wear down your paint stuff more quickly. That's not a word. It's not how you say that. It will definitely wear them down though. There's so many things to plug in, so little time. Anyway, like I said, I was looking at some of these iguanas. I'm thinking I want to do either this guy right here, or this guy right here. Really thinking leaning towards this one. He's so contrasty. There's so much contrast going on there. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I think I like that really cool blue on there. There we go. Alright. Okay. I really think that blue is more of a teal than a turquoise. So this, let's see, so I'm gonna put this guy up here. Probably about to have to replace this palette today, but you know, we're gonna try to get. I got some other things to get done when I get off the show today. So I'm trying to, you know, get everything I can done for the shop. A little bit more water, make it a little thinner. And that's definitely the way to do it for you guys. I cannot see that big thing. There we go. Now we're going to drop this coat on it, and this, after this, we're going to use some washes to kind of treat it to get it to pick those colors back up. Now we'll get a little bit of that just from our zenithal highlight, but we're definitely going to have to come back and do some tooling or some painting to get everything to sync up exactly the way we want it. I think maybe a little thin, a little too thin for the neck anyway. Oh, he's way out of range. There we go. I can't see that one. There we go. We'll adjust the camera. Now I can see. Okay, that's not bad at all, is it? As far as like what you're seeing anyway. Okay, remember this to kind of run this blue line down the center of his gut, his abdomen and chest. Just because that would be cool, I think. Just a little bit further out. Really make sure we're getting those abs in there. And we'll run these ones down here. And that blue. One, two, yep. Gotta watch your scales. It can get a little tricky sometimes knowing what belongs to what. All right. Get it on there, get it on there. Okay, so from there we're going to move on into an orange. I just had that, there it is. It's like, man, I just had that out. What do I do with it? this is like a cat. This is vermilion hue, and then so this is like a red orange. We'll use that for some of it. Vermilion, and then this is a cadmium orange. So this guy's real bright. So you can kind of see there. A little bit of a difference. One's kind of a little darker, one's a little lighter. We'll use these alternating to get exactly what we want it to look like. Maybe a little bit darker as we come up to it. We might need maybe a little bit of yellow in between. It's going to do kind of a yellowish green. My poor phone. Get up there, boyo. I'm going to completely destroy that thing someday. And then I'll cry. Because I'll have to buy a new one. And iPhones are like $1,000 freaking now. Holy moly. That's ridiculous. Okay. So maybe we need just a touch of cadmium. Do a deep cadmium. Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of kiss the edges of it. I want to blend a little bit. Very carefully. Just slowly work your way down to that line. There we go. Kind of run right between both those scales. So we get a little bit of orange coming up on one, or a little bit of yellow coming up on one, and kind of a green going down into the rest of the tail there. And since we're going to orange, if we, we'll do a little bit of overpainting with this, and then we'll layer in the orange. I like the idea of coming all the way up to a vermilion. I don't know that we necessarily need to go all the way like a crimson, but I don't think we need to go completely red. It'd be cool to have it look a little. Hello, Kitter. Right now. It has to be right now. Yeah. Hello, Miss Kitter. Oh, Katie is. She's having a little bit of a moment. If you ever have female cats, you kind of know what that moment's like. So you kind of have to, pat on them and stroke them. It's okay. It's okay, girl. Okay, that's all you wanted? All right. Okay. All right, go somewhere else. I got work to do. Gonna tear up my stuff, huh? Yeah, it's like that. I'm just gonna tear it up. Just tear it up. Go ahead, tear it up. Yeah, that's all right. Cats, man. Kind of getting right into all that. Crevice there. Right here. Like I said, we're going to drop that orange on top and it'll really help mask any of that transition. I just want to make sure our colors are really kind of coming through though. And I remember it's always better to go in a lot of thin layers and work those layers up. Oh, my kids and all their noise. I don't know if it's coming through the microphone or not, but they're making a gang noise back there. They're in the, I'm back here. Yeah, out there. They're out there. I'm back here. Okay. So now we're kind of going to start cleaning with this cadmium. Hey, how's it going, Sir McBeardsly? Yeah, it was good. It was good. We didn't make a whole lot of sales, but you know, we met a lot of great people, had a lot of fun conversating and talking to folks. So you know, that's good. You know, it was good times. Good times. It's always nice to hear that people appreciate the work, even if you don't make a lot of money off it. It's a motivator to keep working and perfecting your skills and stuff. So I enjoy that part of that aspect. We did get the Etsy store up, so we've got that going. That's nice. The Etsy store is cool. I'll be working on getting more of that going as we kind of go. We're trying to get photo catalogs of all the stuff we can sell, because you know some stuff you can't because of the license. You have to get a licensing agreement. Yeah, weekend to do it nothing. I totally remember. Yeah, there's that's real. That's real, man. I don't blame you, brother. It's all the way. It was all the way out in the Shawnee, so it was nice. It definitely, you could tell that there were people are trying to get ready for school. So they're not quite, they're not spending quite as much and stuff like that. That's pretty normal. Right now, we're just trying to really get to where we can set up and get out and in and learning how to do all that properly. It's a lot like catering, but it's not exactly like catering. Nothing to remember. Oh, that was the vermilion. See how much redder it looks. And they're just right next to each other on the palette, and so I accidentally just stuck my brush right in it. Hey, how beginner friendly is this hobby? So it depends on what the standard you want to get to. Now, if you're trying to get to a standard like where I'm at, it'll take you some time. But there's a lot of it's just technique and practice. And as long as you're okay with, kind of refining it as you go, it's not too bad. It's something where my kids all paint to various degrees, and they do okay. And if you spend a little bit of time and kind of avoid some of the expensive parts of the hobby, it's not too bad. 3D printing is pretty fun, and it helps. You can definitely do a lot of stuff way cheaper. But if you're looking to paint like Warhammer stuff, official Warhammer gear and things like that, that gets expensive because those official models, they don't come off those cheap. But even if you're you're just buying figurines at a store, figurine, like this little guy here, that's a Reaper piece, and it's $3.99 when I bought it. And he's a little leprechaun. So like the miniatures can vary in price, and you can buy a bunch of different types of paint sets and stuff like that aren't expensive. So cost wise, that can vary depending on exactly what you're wanting to paint and what kind of setup you want to have. But you can. Like I said, young people get involved in this hobby all the time. Oop, my hand's all in the way. Yeah, definitely. Sir McBeardsly is 100% right. It can get pricey if you let it. Just like any hobby, though. Like any hobby, if you kind of let it get a hold of you, it gets pricey. That's just the nature of hobbying, I think. But all in all, it's not bad. And like I said, it depends on exactly what you're trying to get out of it. If you're trying to get to where you're, super high level painter, able to sell, to other people and stuff like that, that takes a while. And I have art education background and stuff like that, and lots of experience. So I make it look really, really a lot easier than it is. But anyone can kind of follow the things I'm doing and reproduce these results. It's not super complicated. And a lot of it just comes down to like how much you're willing to mess with it. Like a lot of my friends, they'll put their miniatures together. They'll throw a zenithal on it like this, and then they'll just coat it in one thin color, and they'll call that good because that's as far as they want to go with it. They don't really want to get any further, and I totally understand. And then there's a couple of the guys that are like me that want to paint it, with all this crazy looking multi-tone skin that fades and stuff like that. But not everybody wants to do that. So I mean, definitely approachable, but you can get yourself into trouble, just like any hobby. A great question. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for dropping in. Really good question. And I think everybody wants to know that kind of stuff. What does it cost? Where is the best place to get stuff? Do you have to have a local gaming store? Yeah. I mean, you don't have to have a local gaming store to get pieces. You can order them online easy. So that's pretty simple. Now, as far as different paints and stuff like that, it can be available in a bunch of different places. Let's see, McBeardsly says if you're painting for yourself or getting into it with buds like Warhammer or painting D&D for your campaigns, it's that's spot on. Yeah. It's definitely a place you can jump in and then you can push it as far as you want to go. So like you don't have to go all the way into being the next Leonardo da Vinci or anything. That's not necessary. You can just get together with some friends and hang out and do a little bit of painting, and definitely that is spot on. And I mean, I love it. My friends like it a lot too. They I have a couple friends of mine that come over and like to paint on occasions. Shout out to my friend Miller. If you're watching, he and I have been painting together for decades now. So, and he's no slouch. He definitely can throw down some paint. He's definitely got the more traditional miniature style down. Like if you want it to look like the old school D&D miniatures, the way they were originally done and intended at a high end, he can do it. My stuff's a little bit more modern, but and that's one of the fun things about it too, is that there's a little bit of a difference in styles as you go and you grow through your different kinds of things. As you progress, different models, different types of paint, you kind of find what you like, and then that becomes your style. And I think that's what's really cool, is that everybody can kind of develop a style that's theirs. I think I do want to paint that whole plate red. Not sure about all this. I'll do that part of the fin red though. Really like that vermilion. Yeah, just a little bit more. Just a little. Oop, out of focus. Come on, camera, find it. Find it. I'm telling you, we got to get a better camera, y'all. This is getting ridiculous. There we go. Oh, no, I lost it. There we go. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, we're going to come down all that back. Really bright. Maybe brighten up this. Brighten that yellow just a little bit. See, RCL says, haven't started or gotten anything yet, but I'm thinking getting the cheapest Blood Angel Warhammer set. Yeah, Blood Angels are cool, man. Yeah, Little Boy War. Yeah, they're like vampire angels. They're pretty nuts. I've always liked the Blood Angels. I've got a Dark Angels army I'm working on slowly, and I'm kind of trying to work on it to sell it, but I may keep it. I don't know. It's a neat set. It's from the Leviathan box. Yeah, we're all Warhammer fans around here. Although I think Sir McBeardsly's turning traitor on us. He's been slowly starting to spout propaganda around here. I'm about to have to report him to the Inquisition. Out here talking about how Magnus wasn't wrong and all that, it's getting a little heretical. Yeah, I like that. That's a smooth transition, right? That's good. Pull a little bit more of this orange up into some of these places. But yeah, it's definitely something that you could easily get into and not. You could spend a bunch of money and get real crazy, or you can spend just a little bit of money and have a good time. I definitely, if you don't want to get into a full scale army, you can definitely get into like Kill Team. Kill Team is neat, and it's kind of a smaller game. It's like a little bit of a smaller skirmish kind of game. Versus the big 40k where you need like 1,000 points of painted minis just to play the dang game. But I think they just put out a box set for Blood Angels not too long ago. Yeah, it's approachable. I will say that 40k, Citadel in particular, is the most expensive. Like for example, let's see if I've got any over here. Where'd they go? I got a bunch of them running around here somewhere. All right, okay, so this is a what is this? Oh, he's Chaos. What is he? Angron's Legion. World Eaters. So this is a World Eater. He's headless, but this one model is extraordinarily expensive versus almost the same size model. Okay. They are dang near same base size and everything, right? So this one, the box that this comes in is going to cost you like, depending on where you buy it, anywhere from $40 to $80, depending on where you get it. And then paint and all that stuff with it. Whereas this thing, if you bought this off of somebody from eBay or Etsy or something like that, and it was just a print, so you're just buying the print raw, it's going to cost you more like $12 versus the other one. So I mean, it does. Okay, so in the World Eaters pack, you're going to get 5 guys, so it does kind of balance out a little bit once you get there, but not exactly. You know what I mean? It's interesting. Because if you get a 3D printer, so you buy a 3D printer and you start printing these guys out, to print them, it only costs you like a couple of pennies. And to buy the STL file probably only costs you like 12 or 20 bucks. And you're not only getting the file of whatever miniatures in there, you're getting like all the other things that go along with it. or you can go and hunt and peck through like cults or My Mini Factory. They have a lot of proxies. So like if you're getting into Warhammer and you want to not break the bank, and you're just going to be playing with your friends, and that's another thing. Like, okay, oh man, there's so much. You unlocked a can of worms. I appreciate that. That's awesome. This is what you're supposed to do on these live shows. So this is it. This is exactly the kind of thing we want. So like, okay, if you're not playing tournaments, you're just playing with your buddies, or you're just going down to the local game store to hang out and play, you can get 3D printed proxies for like pennies compared to what you're paying for full-on Warhammer stuff. Especially if it's things that are super popular, that gets expensive. You know what I mean? If it's like regular Space Marine stuff, it's stupid expensive. But you can get 3D printed proxies for not too bad a price. Whether you're printing them yourself or you're buying them, you're gonna get a better deal on them. But you can't take that to tournaments, right? So if you have 3D printed stuff and they find out in a major Warhammer tournament, they'll boot you. So you know, you gotta, there's, you know, risk reward there. Oh yeah, this guy's looking great. Real excited about that. All right, where are we at? 30 minutes. Hey, we're looking good. We're doing good. Troops. All right. This here is that rough iron color from War Painter. That's a really good one. Let's see. Sir McBeardsly says, all I'm saying is Magnus may have been treated poorly. Yeah, I mean, that... I'm not going to turn you into the Inquisition, my friend, but somebody might. I'm just saying. You gotta watch what you say. Get yourself in trouble. Yeah, I've been playing Warhammer since long time ago. I think I was in 3rd ed, maybe, is when I very first got started. We were playing D&D way before we were playing Warhammer. A couple of my friends, it was a guy named Greg Carey, I think, if I remember right, that played Warhammer. And he had all the Warhammer stuff when we were kids. It's like 1,000,000 years ago now. Very carefully, very slowly. Try to pick out the little pieces. I remember a lot of that stuff's attached with leather, so be careful going over too much. A little overpainted will be alright, but a little too crazy, no problem. Oof, my nose is itching. Yeah, you can, and like eBay will be your friend too. So check eBay if you're wanting like official models and stuff, because a lot of times people get into the hobby and then they just, yeah, they don't like it, or their wife's like, you can't do it anymore, or whatever. You know, for whatever reason they decided they had to leave the hobby. You can pick their stuff up on the cheap on eBay. I've gotten lots of pretty good deals on eBay for stuff. Oh yeah, you're gonna go with salamanders? I like it. Hey, let me know when you're ready, brother. I'll come and throw in a couple pieces. I'll help you paint that thing. I love doing fire effects. I love salamanders. I love the salamander units too. They're fun. I have a whole gang of flamers over here. Just saying. They could easily go from being Dark Angels to being salamanders very quickly. Thinking yellow on his his foot pads, right? Underneath his feet, a little bit of a yellow color. I kind of like the idea of doing this a little bit more yellow down here. Just kind of like give a little difference between the under part of his leg and the upper part of his leg. And this is a little bit different technique than our other Lizardman 2. That was more like a spot brush technique. We're trying to spot it, we're trying to make it look a little bit flecko. This one's really trying to let the zenithal do the work and then smooth out that tone where it looks like it's transitioning like this. Which I feel like we really got a good job. It really looks good today. I'm really excited about that. I got a bunch of little pieces to do as always. But you know, that's miniatures. Details, details, details. The devil is in the details. Nice thin. This is Naples yellow like usual. Nice thin color. We're not really worried too much about painting onto those little leather straps. We'll pick those out with another round in a minute. Some of that will pop out when we do a wash. We'll throw a little brown wash on all this and make it pop out for us. And that's some sort of tooth. They all seem to have these little teeth. So we'll go ahead and knock that out while we're at it. This went this way too. Ooh, that might be too small for this brush. Smash the heck out of his head. Well, it's kind of hard to see that thing. There we go. We got a little bit on here. Get that out. Drop a little bit of water and then just pull it off there. Okay. Doing all their cloth red, crimson. It's gonna be super easy. Just paint it with this Naples yellow, and then we'll come back with some wash, and that'll be like it for the shield. Super fast, super easy. It just lends itself to that, because all the stuff on there is bones and ropes and stuff like that. We can come back and kind of do some tones if we want to, but it's optional. Not absolutely necessary. Heck, you could probably leave it like this and it'd be okay, but I like to, we want to have that turtle shell look, and to do that with this would be pretty fast doing it with wash. You could of course, if you wanted to, you could, oh man, how am I gonna get in there and do that on camera? Sometimes I get in these spots where it's really hard to figure out how to do it on camera, because you got to hold the brush monkey and the dang camera's like right in the way. Keep clicking the camera with the back of the brush. Oh my gosh, I just gotta get it done. It's because I have to hold it like way up to my face, where I'm almost eating the paintbrush. I love that. Imagine you're going around where it's a 8-foot tall salamander holding a hand of a human child. It's got to be a good image. I mean, yeah. I always wonder the logistics of all that, or the actual like physics of all that, and how all that would work exactly. Because like, how's this thing holding a hand of a child without like squatting like all the way down? Because it's supposed to be 8 foot. So if that child's up there holding his finger, then this child that's supposed to be tiny is now huge. So it's always cracked me up. And then if you see what it was, it's Space King, the second one, where they go to the what is it, the bloodletters or something like that. It's hilarious. And that Space Marine tries to save that kid and yanks his arm off. Oh god, that shows those guys are demented in the best possible way. And if you haven't seen Space King, go watch Space King. It's hilarious. Those guys. If you're a 40K fan, you should be able to look at that and laugh. If you can't, then you take yourself entirely too seriously, and you need to go touch some grass. And I'm not afraid to tell you that. I'm your friend. Thanks for the info. Yeah, no worries, brother. Getting started considering. Oh, yeah. Man, hey, love from Australia. Love it. All the way across the world, man. That's the beauty of the internet. Yeah, let us know if you get started. I'd love to see your work, man. That's so cool. I love that kind of stuff. Honestly, that's part of what gets me up to keep doing this every weekday. Is like you just never know if somebody's gonna pop in from all the way in like Australia. It's like that is cool. Definitely want to bring this just a little bit in. Maybe getting a little bit obsessive now. That's okay. Right? That's alright. That's alright. Really want to make sure we've got all this skin stuff knocked out before we finish today. If I was in Australia, it wasn't Oklahoma time 3. I'd love to visit there. That's them's facts. It's like Oklahoma, but way worse. I don't know, man. Australia's got some really neat things. There's some really cool stuff to see there. We don't really have a lot of like cool stuff to see here. Matter of fact, like most of the time, it's nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Move along, move along. That's how the whole state sometimes treats itself. Pretty weird. Plus, Australia isn't nearly as like sticking their ass as Oklahoma is. If I'm being completely honest, there's some people in this state with a massive stick in their ass. I hate to say that kind of thing, but it's real. They got a problem. Like a big old bright ass mother scratcher. He's awesome. Bright. I love how he's holding like, I don't know, just like a jawbone or something with the teeth still in it. So he just wrapped around the handle of it like it was ready to go. She smacks something with that thing. It's pretty epic. It's like, I got your smack'ems right here, boy. Smack'ems. I'm just kind of rotating back and forth between colors till we get everything set up the way we want it. Yeah. Remember, thin coats, thin coats. Not too thin though. I don't want to just completely fill in the cracks of everything. Gotta be enough to leave something down at this point. That is a raw umber. Bit of a wash. I'll probably drop another color on top of that too. Of course, here in the back, we can let it be a little bit darker, which is nice. Get that hand over here. Let that set up for a second. Okay. 53 minutes in. Alright, hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this weapon piece real fast. Just draw just to get a coat on it. Do this. I didn't do this. I did one side, I didn't do the other. This hand down here. That's fine. Naples yellow. We may change some of these colors up a little bit later, but that'll be a good start. There's a burnt sienna here. This is another kind of brown. Lots of browns, lots of oranges. This is fun. Now just get a couple different kinds of color schemes together and some ideas. I do a lot of this to kind of like push myself, you know, make myself do it differently, and just trying out new techniques, new tools, new ideas, new color schemes. And that's kind of why, you know, instead of painting these guys like all of the same color so they look like a squad or something like that, this particular stuff I try to do more of a, like we're doing test batches, you know, or color testing. And what is this? What it looks like if we do this, we'll do that. And as it goes, you kind of get a bunch of different techniques to put down, make you better at it. Okay, well, we're gonna. I know Hudspin's fires are harmless, but holy shit. yeah, I don't know that I want to see one at first either. So yeah, that's a great look. He's got something fantastic. We'll come back tomorrow and we will do him up. It's a great lizard. The head's gonna need a little bit of probably gonna need a little bit of a wash to darken up some of that spot over there, but you know, that's kind of actually normal a little bit. You get like blues and stuff like that, they saturate kind of differently, and all your pigments in different paints will have like different saturation levels and different companies. So like, you know, you buy one from one company, that's not always going to be like the same from another. So like, you got to pay attention to what paint you're buying and what kind of pigment you like, because like the kind of pigment I like is not the kind of pigment that, like, say my friend Miller, who I paint with all the time, he doesn't like the same kind of paints I like. He just doesn't. He don't want to mess with it like I do. And I don't like them when they're super thin like that, because I don't like the way I can't get the same thickness if I want to create like a, you know, sometimes I'll use paint to create a texture, and you can't do that with a thinner paint. So there's, you know, there's so many different parts of this, man, and you should always do, you know, like I was telling the RCL, you know, you should do what you think you want to do. There's no bad art. There's no good art. There's just art. Like, it's different. It's an expression of you, so it can't be wrong. There's no wrong art. That's the way you should say it. There's no wrong art. That's not how it works. Because it was right for the person that needed to make it. And I don't know how else to explain it, like that part of it. So like, no matter what you painted it. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks about it. If you liked it, that's what matters. And if it helped you through something, that's even better. Or if it made you express something that you needed to express, that's what art's about. And if you, once you take that out of art, then it becomes it becomes cliche, and it becomes commercialized too much, and it's not art anymore. It's like it loses some of it. I don't know how else to explain that. If something becomes too popular, then it's no longer, the art behind it sometimes becomes more of a money-making scheme than it is an expression, and that's when art starts to turn a little bit sour for me. But even then, you know, some of that stuff's really great, and some of the, you know, it's necessary. Everything, I guess, eventually becomes super popular, and that's the way it goes. But you guys, I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for anybody who stopped in to watch what we're doing. Thank you so much to Sir McBeardsly. I love you, man. Thank you so much for watching my back on these things and keeping things rolling and chit chatting. You definitely make things a little bit chiller when you're around. Makes things feel a little bit smoother and a little bit more, I don't know. It means a difference to, it means the world to me, and I guess that's all that matters. Anyway, and thanks to RCL who jumped in and some great questions. That's exactly the kind of stuff we want. I like that. That's what I'm trying to do this for, is to kind of be able to, show off different things that you can do and like answer questions, from years and years of experience of doing this. So, yeah. All right. Well, that's what I got. You guys have a great day, and we're going to talk to you later. Be good to each other. Be good to somebody you don't know. Be good. Spread some good in the world. It needs it. There's plenty of bad stuff. Let's spread some good, yeah. We'll talk to you later. Bye.